Jai Shri. Welcome. Welcome. Sacred space. My name is Srishti Chan. I'm based in Melbourne. And I'm here today at this point in space and time reading Song of God, the Bhagavad Gita. Part poetry, part conversation. And I picked this particular form of song as I found it to speak to me, to be able to express the magnitude of the wisdom of the Gita. If you like. I will try and refrain from explaining too much. Even to try would be to grossly underestimate what the text is about. So I will not try. And honor the text and the wisdom and the great mother gives us the right medicine. The right medicine for today's where authenticity, truth, these are things more than things, beliefs, values, thoughts, seeds of consciousness that will and has, as always, in cycles of time, help create and birth love. So I welcome you to the Bhagavad Gita. So today's session, for those who have not seen my recordings, I have established a bit of a structure. So if you can go back to the introduction, it's in 3 parts, and that will give you a sense of the context, the stage, the players. Quick recap: there are 4. King Dhritarashtra, the blind king, his trusted advisor Sanjaya, Lord Krishna, incarnation of Lord Vishnu, and Arjuna, the one in the dilemma. The dialogue takes place on the battle of Kurukshetra, subcontinent, and there is an ocean of wisdom there for those who are wanting to receive it. Nothing needs to be said apart from listening as intently as you can with a pure heart to the words in front of the sacred fire. So I ask that your heart drop your programs and realities, mark them if necessary. Doesn't really matter. You find yourself in this point in space and time. You are meant to be here. The story is meant to find you. And so we will begin. We will begin with a little prayer to my Guru. Everyone has their own something or someone or some form they believe in, something bigger than themselves. In my case, it is Lord Shiva. And lead to the same destination. It matters not where you come from. This story, which is much more than a story, breaks, cuts across religious divides, breaks barriers, makes constructs, if you like. Very simply put, the essence of living and how to live a good life one can get from the Bhagavad Gita. It is applicable to every human, every individual soul that is willing to do the work, and most of it is self-reflection and really going within. And so I offer this to you, and above all, I offer this to you. So we start with a little mantra for the Guru. Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo, Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat, Parabrahma, Tasmai Shiva. Dhyan Moolam Guru Murti, Puja Moolam Guru Padam, Mantra Moolam Guru Vakyam, Moksha Moolam Guru Kripa. Khanda Mandalakaram Vyapatam Yena Characharam, Tat Padam Darshitam Yadam, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. And so for those who are interested, you can put up the meaning of that poem dedicated to my Lord Shri Khazare Theda Bhagwan, the third incarnation of Lord Shiva. Also mentioned in Autobiography of a Yogi for those who are interested and keen, or the name resonates. Okay, so we will open the space. We have a special animal with us today. Krishna was the charioteer, and so the horse, the chariot, symbolic of him being able to tame the senses, perfect harmony and balance. And so the horse is very important in a lot of the symbolism in the art of this epic tale. So just to mention there, we've got one of our oldest companions here also wanting to listen to the Gita. A lot of animals come, white cockatoos come regularly ever since I've started the readings, sacred readings, and it is not a surprise to me, because it is said that when that vibration of the story is held in a particular place, nature knows and responds, and you can see that. You can see that. So welcome. Welcome to the first chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. I offer you blessings, and I will now open the space in front of the sacred fire that bears witness to every word that will be spoken. So welcome. Take a minute to breathe. Breathe and be here now. There is no other place you need to be. to open the space by honoring, acknowledging, and paying my respects to Mother Earth, on which I sit, stand, and I am held. Safely and securely. I acknowledge and pay my respects to Father Sky, Grandfather Sun, Grandmother Moon, directions, upper worlds, lower worlds, and middle worlds, all beings of unconditional love and light, all wishes and dreams, the crystal kingdom, the water kingdom, and all the keepers, the hidden ones, all those that are not named, all are welcome in the name of love. I wish to honor you, acknowledge you, and pay my respects to my bloodlines, past, present, and future, to my system, to my family, to my parents, their parents, and the generations before them. To your parents, wherever they are, to your systems, to all those connected to you. Welcome. I honor you. I acknowledge you. I pay my respects to you at this point in space and time. All those that are lost, that are wishing to be present, are welcome. All forgotten parts of the system, all grandmothers, grandfathers, shamans, tribesmen, all elders, all keepers, welcome. Welcome. I honor you, I acknowledge you, I pay my respects to you. The animal kingdom that walks with me as I read the story. Welcome. Anyone else wishing to be here, welcome. All are welcome in the sacred circle. Understand that protections of Shiva are in place. That means only love will be permitted to enter. So have a pure heart. And space and time itself, Maya, the great illusion, all fears, all parts of the matrix, all constructs, all forces, named and unnamed, seen and unseen, known and unknown, all are welcome. Sacred circle in place. All beautiful. So, let us begin. We start chapter 1, called The Sorrow of Arjuna. And so we go back to the introduction where Dhritarashtra, the blind king, wants to know what is happening in the battlefield. Yet he does not have the courage. Blind that he is, he prefers to remain blind. And sage Vyasa, a very learned sage who had seen all, gives the powers to see and hear to Dhritarashtra's minister and confidant and advisor, if you like. And so that is when he asks him the first question: tell me what you see on the battlefield. And then he narrates the conversation between the Lord himself, or the charioteer, Sri Krishna, and the mortal, unconscious Arjuna, tangled as he is in the humanness of it all, asking for guidance on the right way to navigate this dilemma that is life. It is very deep, very, very deep. And to the conscious, the gifts are everywhere, and to the unconscious, it is a piece of paper with something on it in black and white. So it really depends on what do you desire, and how much you long to find that place. There are different routes and different ways to find the place, but at least now we have a horse. A lot of animals, so they go on and off, and they all like listening to the stories. So they may come in and out of the readings, and that to me is beautiful. And right now we definitely have the lions talking in my house. Okay. The sorrow of Arjuna. Come on. Come on. Come on. They're very interested in fire. Dhritarashtra. Tell me, Sanjaya, what my sons and the sons of Pandu did when they gathered on the sacred field of Kurukshetra, eager for battle. In the following verses, Sanjaya describes how Duryodhana, seeing the opposing army of Pandavas in array, went to Drona, his teacher, and expressed his fear that their own army was the weaker of the two, although numerically larger. He named the leading warriors on either side. This is one of the catalogue passages to be found in nearly all epics. In order to raise Duryodhana's failing courage, Bhishma, the commander-in-chief, sounded his conch shell horn. But this was ill-advised, for the enemy chieftains immediately blew their horns in reply and made much more noise. The trumpeting resounded through heaven and earth, we are told. Arjuna now addresses Krishna, his friend and charioteer. Arjuna. Krishna the changeless, halt my chariot there where the warriors, bold for the battle, face their foemen. Between the armies, there let me see them, the men I must fight with, gathered together, now at the bidding of him, their leader, blind Dhritarashtra's evil offspring. Such are my foes in the war that is coming. Sanjaya to Dhritarashtra. Then Krishna, subduer of the senses, thus requested by Arjuna, the conqueror of sloth, drove that most splendid of chariots into a place between the two armies, confronting Bhishma, Drona, and all those other rulers of the earth. And he said, O Prince, behold the assembled Kurus. Then the prince looked on the array, and in both armies he recognized fathers and grandfathers, teachers, uncles, sons, brothers, grandsons, fathers-in-law, dear friends, and many, many familiar faces. When Kunti's son saw all those ranks of kinsmen, he was filled with deep compassion, and he spoke despairingly as follows. Arjuna. Krishna, Krishna, now as I look on these my kinsmen, arrayed for battle, my limbs are weakened, my mouth is parching, my body trembles, my hair stands upright, my skin seems burning, the bow Gandiva slips from my hand, my brain is whirling round and round. I can stand no longer. Krishna, I see such omens of evil. What can we hope from this killing of kinsmen? What do I want with victory, empire, or their enjoyment? Oh, Govinda, how can I care for power or pleasure? My own life, even when all these others, teachers, fathers, grandfathers, uncles, sons and brothers, husbands of sisters, grandsons and cousins, for whose sake only I could enjoy them, stand here ready to risk blood and wealth in war against us? Nor of all things, though they should slay me, how could I harm them? I cannot wish it, never, never, not though it won me the throne of the three worlds. How much the less for earthly lordship. Krishna, hearing the prayers of all men, tell me, how can we hope to be happy, slaying the sons of Dhritarashtra? Evil they may be, worst of the wicked. Yet, if we kill them, our sin is greater. How could we dare spill the blood that unites us? Where is the joy in the killing of kinsmen? Foul their hearts are with greed and blinded. They see no evil in breaking of blood bonds, see no sin in treason to comrades. But we, clear-sighted, scanning the ruin of families scattered, should we not shun this crime, O Krishna? We know what fate falls on families broken. The rights are forgotten, vice rots the remnant, defiling the women. And from their corruption comes mixing of castes. The curse of confusion degrades the victims and damns the destroyers. The rice and water no longer are offered. The ancestors also must fall dishonored from home in heaven. Such is the crime of the killers of kinsmen. The ancient, the sacred is broken, forgotten. Such is the doom of the lost without caste rights. Darkness and doubting and hell forever. What is this crime I am planning, O Krishna? Murder most hateful, murder of brothers. Am I indeed so greedy for greatness? Rather than this, let the evil children of Dhritarashtra come with their weapons against me in battle. I shall not struggle, I shall not strike them. Now let them kill me, that will be better. Sanjaya. Having spoken thus, Arjuna threw aside his arrows and his bow in the midst of the battlefield. He sat down on the seat of the chariot, and his heart was overcome with sorrow. Smiled earlier, there was a certain part in the poem when my cockatoo landed and those words were spoken, and it always makes me think of how they want to hear these stories and how they're always there at the right time. So now we will close the space, and I'll leave you with the words and prose and the magic of it all. Okay, so I, with honor, love, and respect, would like to send back all those who came for today's reading. I ask you to go back safely in peace to the places you came from, sending many blessings to you and your systems, whatever, wherever, whenever it is. All protection fields are in place. Blessings to all. The sacred circle is now closed. Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram. And I'll catch you next time with the next chapter, which I have right here, and it's called the Yoga of Knowledge. The kingdom, Morpheus, and the rest of the kingdom. We will all see you next time. The reading of the special and very, very, very blessed Bhagavad Gita. Jai Shri Ram.